Hey, welcome to the John A. McCabe Show, where it's all about accelerating your authority in your business or field of expertise. And we do that by helping entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, and speakers get seen, get heard, get noticed on any device, anywhere, anytime, in as little as 15 hours, also known as the Authority Acceleration Blueprint. Today's show is the entrepreneur's journey, where a successful entrepreneur shares their story of how they got to where they are today. Now, we'll take that journey down a path of an entrepreneur from the very start, encountering obstacles, overcoming challenges, reaching out for help, and breaking through stronger and wiser on their way to reaching their version of success. My guest today is no stranger to adversity, challenges, or hardships. From the age of 19, Joey Ragona built his very first company, making it a worldwide success by the time he was 23, while at the same time reaching celebrity status as a club DJ, and music producer. A career that ended up spanning over 22 years. When I met Joey around 2011, we were both enrolled in the same mastermind group. Now, it just happened to be comprised of more than 50% real estate investors at the time. Now, just like myself, Joey was focused on building and growing his real estate investment business. Now, he focused on joint ventures, working with other investors, and educating them to build a successful real estate investment business. Now, over the past few years, Joey has transitioned himself, his business, and who it is he works with. Now, Joey's a trusted advisor when it comes to new world marketing strategies and implementation. He is also an in-demand high-performance coach and email digital marketing consultant with a proven track record, and is behind the success of small business owners and entrepreneurs because of his national level of connections and business skills. Now, Joey's an immediate implementer and spares no expense to personal and business development, spending his time training exclusively with some of the world's highest achievers, including Brendan Bouchard, Frank Kern, Rich Schefrin, and so many others who are recognized as being the top in their field. Joey then shares what he learns from these greats and passes on their sets of tools, beliefs, systems, and strategies with his current coaching clients. Now, his coaching clients are typically creative entrepreneurs, small business owners, and online marketers who already have an established business. Typically, they're both decisive action-oriented and committed individuals who want to build a true business that serves them and their lifestyle without working 18 hours a day or sacrificing their lives to do it. But for so many of them, changes need to be made into their business and their life in order for that to happen. And that's where Joey steps in and excels. So don't go away, because when I return, I'll be joined by my good friend, Joey Ragona, who's going to share with us his entrepreneurial journey. Hey, thanks for joining me on today's show, The Entrepreneur's Journey, where we talk with a successful entrepreneur about their journey through some turbulent times usually. We'll hear about some of the lowest of the lows, the highest of the highs, and everything in between. So strap in, because today's going to be one hell of a roller coaster. Today I'm fortunate to have Joey Ragona join me on the show. Joey and I met probably back in 2011, I think. I'm terrible with dates. So when we both joined the same mastermind. Now, even though we're in different markets working on different things, we ended up actually taking a very similar path, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Now, at the time we met, we were both in real estate investment, being very successful in the strategies that we were focused on at the time. From there, we both went on to help other investors in our own way, and eventually transitioned into helping entrepreneurs as well as investors. Now, with more than 30 years experience as an entrepreneur, Joey built his first company at the age of 19. It went worldwide when he was 23 years old, and simultaneously reaching celebrity status as a radio and club DJ and music producer, a career that lasted over 22 years. Joey's a trusted authority when it comes to new world marketing strategies and implementation. He's also an in-demand high-performance coach and email digital marketing consultant with a proven track record, and is behind the success of small business owners and entrepreneurs because of his national level of connections and business skills. So everyone give it up with likes, love, shares, and a virtual flurry of thumbs up and heart icons across the screen for my guest today, Mr. Joey Ragona. How you doing, Joey?
Excellent. Couldn't be any better, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, thanks. Thanks for joining me on today's show. It's going to be a good one.
It is. You bet. You bet. We're going to rock this out.
Yeah, we're Wednesday show for all of you who just joined me and not familiar. Wednesday is all about the entrepreneur's journey, where we get into what made the person they are today through their entrepreneurship, the struggles, the challenges they've had, and what it's taken to get to where they are today. And along with that come a lot of learning experiences, and hopefully we'll touch on a few of those today, so you can benefit from our entrepreneur Joey's experience and 30 years as an entrepreneur. That's a long time, Joey.
It is. Yeah. It's been a long ride. Been a fun ride.
Excellent. Now, first thing I like to do before we get too far in the interview is a speed round of questions.
Okay.
It's just a series of 10 questions. Nothing you had to study for. I'm not going to grade you. There's no pass or fail. It's just so the audience gets to know you a little bit better. So really just the first thing that comes to your mind. So as always, I'd like the audience to play along. And what you can do is when I ask a question, just type your answer in the Facebook chat and just play along with Joey just to see how your answers compare to his. So are you all set?
I think so. I'm ready for it.
All right. So name the book that impacted your life the most.
You know what? It was Guerrilla Marketing.
Okay. When you were a young boy, who was your celebrity crush?
Can I have two?
You sure can.
Okay. I don't know who's going to remember this, but Phoebe Cates was one.
Okay.
And Marie Osmond.
So what's Phoebe Cates known for? I recognize the name, but I just can't picture her in anything.
You're going to know her from now you stump me because I can't remember the movie. It was Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the girl that gets out of the pool?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's her.
All right. So do you currently work with any coaches? And if so, who are they?
I do. So I'm working with Rich Sheffrin and Frank Kern.
Excellent. Two great guys.
Yeah, awesome guys.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's awesome.
You want me to go right down to the actual, the clip?
No, it's good.
Detailed.
Other than your own, the masterminds that you facilitate, are you currently involved in any masterminds?
With Frank, it's kind of a mastermind as well. So, yeah, the answer is kind of yes.
Excellent. Name a person, either dead or alive, who you would most like to meet and have dinner with.
Ooh. I'm kind of a current event type of guy, like whatever's going on in my life. So realistically, the guys who I'm dealing with now, the Joe Polishes, the Rich Sheffrins, Frank Kearns, I'd love to sit down with these guys and just have dinner off the cuff.
Excellent. So what's your favorite type of vacation, beach or adventure tour?
Beach, definitely.
What's the best business advice you ever received?
Best business advice. Wow. That's a tough one, man. Best business advice. I think it would just be to actually stop going after every single opportunity and focus on one thing, build that pillar out first, then build all the next ones.
Yeah, are you an entrepreneur that chases shiny objects or rabbits?
I used to be. I'm pretty good at taking that advice now and actually giving that advice. So that would probably be the best advice I ever had.
Excellent. And the very last question is a two-parter. What's your favorite? Is it, I don't mean what you consume all the time. Out of these, what is your favorite? Is it water, beer, or wine? And pizza, wings, or salad?
Okay, so I don't drink, so it's water.
Okay.
Definitely. And chicken wings all the way, bro.
Excellent. So, Joey, for those who may not know who you are, can you give us like the 60-second Joey Ragona origin story about how you got to this point?
How I got to this point. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, really. So I worked with my dad. I don't know, I started at maybe 9 or 10 years old in the warehouse type of thing, and ended up having my own business at 18, 19 years old. And that's the real quick story of how I got to where I am. And then from 22 years in the business there, I went back in to take over my family company, and from there sold that and went into real estate, and from there couple years later, got into to coaching and doing exactly what I'm doing now. So it was, that's the rapid, I guess, answer to your question.
Okay. So actually, I have a couple of questions in chat that I'm just going to touch on before I actually get to my questions. So
Sure.
Laura actually wants to know, what's the biggest challenge as an entrepreneur? So this is well actually, I'm going off script here. Normally I just get into your story, but we'll go off script for a couple of questions here. So what's the biggest challenge that you see an entrepreneur having?
Okay, so I would say that the typical answer would probably be fear of the unknown and all that, right? But from my experience working with entrepreneurs all of this time, the fear is really a manifestation of a disbelief in the entrepreneur. So they don't really believe in whatever it is that they want to go forward. So when you don't have a belief in what you're doing, you probably position it as fear. So I would say that the biggest challenge with anybody is about belief. And so the way that I got to where I am is because I always believed that I could get to where I wanted to go without knowing how I'm ever going to get there. So fear, it's not that I'm not afraid of things, it's that I just don't really give a shit about it.
Exactly. Got a couple more questions in here. So we may as well just get to these questions.
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
One of my good friends, Tanya, wants to know, starting out as a brand new entrepreneur, what would you suggest first? Now, that's a very open-ended question, Tanya. Maybe if you could get a little bit more specific with that question. Then for me, one thing that I would say is you really need to be crystal clear on your ideal target market. So before you start anything, start marketing, start building anything, you need to do the research, understand who your ideal target market is, what are their pains, fears, frustrations, ambitions, what's their desired outcome, what benefits are they looking for. You know, you really need to get detailed into that before you take any kind of step. I don't know what you think, Joey.
Yeah, that's kind of along the same route. Like, really, when you're looking at entrepreneurship, a lot of people, and I failed at this many times in terms of saying, like, hey, this is a great idea, and I'm sitting around the table with my family and going, what do you guys think? And everybody's like, yeah, it's really great, but the market didn't really want it. So I failed a lot of times putting things out into the marketplace, and that's one thing that I would caution anybody who's getting into the marketplace by going, hey, I want to market this and convince everybody that they kind of need it.
Yeah.
Whereas you go out into the marketplace, into a space that you love, that whatever it is, you could be, I don't know, making buttons for dolls. I don't know what it is, right? But if there's a market for that and you Google it and you say, well, how many people are searching for this one thing, and it's easy for me to teach, that's where I would really start. Where's the niche that I fall into that it doesn't really take a lot from me? And that's one of the biggest, actually, as I talk about this, and I apologize for being ADD as I answer all my questions, but it really was a big saboteur in my own mind, that the things that were easy for me, I felt really kind of guilty charging other people to do it. But one of my coaches, like Frank, he was the one who actually convinced me to say, listen, if it's easy for you, it's hard for somebody else to do. And it took me 45 years to get to that point to realize that. And so if I was giving you advice, I would really think about that. What's easy for you to do that is in demand in the marketplace and that you could position yourself to be an expert in?
Yeah, she got a little bit clearer. Looks like she's starting a coaching business. So I think what Joey said, combine those two things. Even if it's a coaching business, you still need your clients. So obviously you need to understand who your clients are to effectively reach them, to understand how it is you can help them. Because as a coach, that's truly what you're there to do, is you're there to help your client. You're not there to sell them your stuff.
Right.
You're there to figure out what are their challenges and how you can help them overcome their challenges to reach whatever goal it is that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, so as coaches, I'm sorry, what was her name again? Was it Laura?
It was Tanya.
Tanya. Okay, so Tanya, I'm not sure because I can't see the feed here, but if you're going to be a coach, then a lot of times they want to follow somebody who's been where they want to go, right? So they're following that. So hopefully you have a lot of experience in whatever you are coaching, and that's kind of the challenges that I have with a lot of the coaching space is people go through quote unquote coaching programs and learn these kind of scripts and all this kind of stuff to try and move people along, but they have no innate ability inside them to really read people, to listen to what people are saying on the other end of the phone, and if they don't follow the script the way it is, they're all screwed up. So hopefully that's not you, and you can actually read people, and it's just an ability that you have.
Excellent.